My music company seems to have released a new character banner. Wow. Today, Veressa is a cool character. I don't dislike her, but I have a unique situation on my main account here. That is that I want C6 Iansan. Why do I want C6 Iansan? Well, that's because I'm a stupid content creator. And I want to be able to do different things with all of her constellations. I'm probably going to do a live stream in the day or two after this video is released. And, you know, testing different stuff with Iansans and yada yada and seeing the relevance of her different constellations. We're going for C6 Iansan, and that's going to be really painful. I don't know exactly what the title of this video is, because I think I might change the title depending on what happens in the first few wishes here. But for some context, and I'm sorry for delaying the wishing, I think this is important context to understand what this video is about, which is that I currently am at pity with a guarantee already. And this is because I spent like 200 pulls trying to get Lanyan copies, and in 200 pulls of going for Lanyan, I got 2 Lanyan copies. You saw them. It took so many pulls to get 2 copies of Lanyan. You can see I lost a 50-50. This is actually a 25-75 though, because I had lost 2 50-50s before this one. So this one was a 25-75 because of how capturing radians works. And now I've lost 3 50-50s in a row, which means my next 5-star, after I get my guaranteed 5-star, so I'm already at pity, so like my next 10 pull is guaranteed to be either xianyun or Veressa. And then my next 5-star after that is also guaranteed to be the featured character. For that reason, one of the things I'm tempted to do is, because of the fact that I have xianyun C1, there is a very, very, very real chance that I could get a C6 Cloud Retainer before getting C6 Iansan. I'm not kidding. And by the way, like, even going, I do think that the reasonable stopping point for Iansans is like stop at like C2. I think C2 is the majority and most universal value for Iansans. If you're gonna go for Iansans copies, stop at C2. I'll talk about our constellations more later. This is the first time I've ever actually wished from no copies at all to C6 of a 4-star. This could be extraordinarily painful. I should have enough wishes to get C6 Iansan if I get the average amount of Iansans that you would expect, which would be about like 220 wishes. We should get C6 Iansan. Like, I just have to get like some conjunction of a bit unlucky with Iansan, or very unlucky with Iansan, and a little bit lucky with winning 50-50s or early 5-stars for Cloud Retainer. And there's a very real reality where I get Cloud Retainer C6 before C6 Iansan. So hence why I'm starting with xianyun banner. I don't hate the idea of getting Veressa. I just don't think I'm actually going to play her that regularly over time, and I don't even know if I'm going to make a video about her, because, I don't know, she has an interesting gameplay loop, but I think, for me personally, I'd kind of rather play my C6 Gaming. And if I weren't a content creator, and I was still doing this, where I was still going for Iansan copies, and I was guaranteed to get 2 copies of these 5-stars, I would choose to get at least 1 copy of Veressa, like new characters over constellations, especially with how so many of xianyun's constellations are literally irrelevant. The content creator brain in me is too strong that I feel like I should wish for xianyun. I might switch to Veressa banner and get a copy of Veressa, right? Because if I get really lucky with Iansan early on and don't get any early xianyuns in like the first 50 pulls or whatever, then the chances are that I get C6 xianyun before getting C6 Iansan, if I already get 4 Iansans immediately or something, is basically 0, such that I may as well just get Veressa instead. So I don't know what the title is. Anyways, also I'm technically doing this live. I normally don't. Whoa, the chat is updating. The chat is not going that fast. Oh look, suddenly I have more Primo Gems. We're just gonna get into the Gamba now. So yep, we're starting with xianyun, and we have a guarantees, and we're at pity. I think we're literally at 74 pity. Do we have a guarantee for the next 4-star? Nope. It is 50 normal. It's 0 pity for 4-star at 74 pity, I believe. This should be C2 xianyun. Wow, what a surprise! Who knew? I couldn't have expected that. And we're gonna there's C2, and we're gonna get Iansan. But currently we have 1 5-star before getting any copies of Iansan. Although that's expected because I was at pity. Oh boy. Oh boy, it's fine. No, it's fine. It's Star Glitter, it's a refund, it's fine. Not a good start. But we'll see. Yeah, now, so my next 5-star is guaranteed. It's either going to be a 50-50 win, so if we don't see the special animation for capturing radiance, it's a 50-50 win. If we see the special animation, then that just means, LOL, you lost the 50-50 bozo, but you lost so many in a row that you get a pity It's pity for your 50-50 losses. Hello, Eon. No, frick. Gaming, I like you. I'm gonna make a video. Okay, I promise you, sir. I'm sorry for not building you for over a year. I'm going to make a video soon. Go away. It's not a good start. This is not a good start. It's seeming more and more likely that with this start that I might get C6 xianyun before getting C6 Iansan. Case in point. Alright, well, it's worth mentioning that the average amount of pulls you can expect it to take to get a single copy of a 4-star is about 30.
Hi there, I'm Iansans.
Okay. Case in point.
And I'm the most well-known
We're average so far.
You look like you're in pretty good shape. Do you work out too?
Alright, surely the first one is the hardest one to get, right? So, it's not a bad sign. I don't know, right now this is just very average. Like, this is the point at which I wanted to know, like, if I should transition to Varese or not. I don't know. Anyway, let's see what the next pull is. Okay, no earlies. And we're gonna get another copy of Iansans, right? We're gonna escape this with minimized pain. We don't want average pain. The reason I say I don't deserve average pain. I think average pain at least is coming. I don't deserve average pain. I did 200 pulls for Lanyan. Lanyan was the worst experience I ever had in trying to get copies of a 4-star. 200 pulls for 2 copies. This is not that bad yet. It's not gotten there. I'm not keeping track properly of my wishes, by the way. I probably should. See how far I am into biddy. Chad, have you been keeping track? I don't know. Anyway, of the Iansan? Fine. Yes. And her signature weapon. Alright. 2 Iansans. We're very average. This is so much better than Lanyan went. If the next 10 pull is Iansan, I will consider transitioning to Varese. Okay? Hello, Shivers. Shivers, you're a wonderful character. You make this banner... Hello, Stringless. You make this banner a lot better. Hello, Gaming. You're a wonderful character. You make this banner a lot better. You're not who I was looking for. It's fine. We're not even at C2 Iansan yet. Oh, look, it's the LOL bozo you lost. Okay. Hi. I don't think that was early. I'll probably put in the edited video if that was early. I wasn't keeping track. I should have been keeping track. Hey! C2. Alright. And how about a xianyun? It's been a long time since I got a double 5-star. Okay. So, yeah, we have C2. We only need 4 more. Easy. I think I'm going to commit to the idea, at least for the next 5-star. Hello, C3 Iansan, right? We get C3 right here. We get... It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Don't wish for 4 stars like this. Like, the healthy stopping point is C2. The healthy stopping point for Iansans constellations is C2. Stop at C2. Okay. This is like 29 pity. And we don't have earlies. The fact that we're not getting any earlies yet substantially reduces the chance of getting C6 Cloud Retainer and inclines me to wish on Varese. But the Fab Swords are great. And we're going to get an Iansans too. Right? Hey! See? C3. Alright. Alright. That's a good pull. C3. We need 3 more copies. Alright. And I think if we... I don't know. I think... What is this? This is now like... I lost track again. I'm terrible. Hi? I have C6 of her already. But random Layla is not unwelcome, I suppose. What was I saying? I really, really prefer a different shielder named Lanyan. If I got a C3 Lanyan as an off rate up, I'd be very happy. But I'm leaning towards... With how average our Iansans pull experience has been going, I'm very... C4? Alright, I'm like 99% certain I'm 99.99% certain that we're not getting C6 xianyun before C6 Iansan. That's very good. That was very, 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 very good. That's exactly what I needed after the... Yeah, I have C5. I need one more. Alright. The C6 xianyun situation is not happening, and that's perfectly fine. I'll switch to Veresa banner. So now this video has turned into how many 5 stars do I get? We still need one more. It took me 120 pulls to get one copy of Onion. This could go very bad. Still. Hi, I like you, Chevrus. That's fine. It's fine. No, we're fine. I think we are very above rate right now, I think. Pretty sure that double Iansans pull puts us very above rate. So, it's fine. We're fine. We are going to get C6 Iansan. If we get C6, do I go to pity for Veresa? I don't know. We'll decide later. Hi, God. It's fine. No, it's fine. We got I don't need to complain. No, it's not worth complaining when when we got that good luck. This is actually like an ideal situation. It's probably gonna It's probably gonna trick people into thinking that risking going for C6 Iansan is worth it, and you definitely shouldn't. Did we get Veresa? I wouldn't mind having her. I definitely wouldn't. Hello. Hey.
Hi.
Cool. I'll take it.
Veresa from the Collective of Plenty. I'm a warrior.
Let's go.
And I also manage.
There's a lot of people that'll be very happy about that.
Food.
We'll see how our story is and whatever her characterization is. Okay, at this point, who do I wish on? Because we still need Iansans. I'm not stopping at C5. That's for dang sure. xianyun C4. I mean, you know, sure. Why? I don't know. What if we, and there could be a legendary turnaround of somehow getting C6 xianyun and Veresa. That would be crazy. That would be truly crazy. I don't find that well, it's now more likely. I don't find it that likely, but if we keep on getting Comings and Chevruses, it's getting more and more likely. Oh boy, oh dear, it's fine. And I think we are now out of my sponsored and paid Primo Gems. I paid for one top-up, and then 2 of the top-ups were sponsored by Paimon's Bargains. I'll talk about them. Yummy. I'll talk about them in a little bit. Oh no. I swear, if I have to spend I really would prefer to have some spare pulls, and not to have to, yeah, I'm down to what I had saved up. But then they keep on releasing 4-star characters that I like, and I like the 4 stars more than the 5 stars. And I'm cursed by good luck. Well, I don't know if that was good luck. I think this was still relatively average. But let's go. Sick. We won. We did it. We have C6. Woo. Easy. Not even stressful. I must admit, I am tempted to get Cloud Retainer's weapon. I shouldn't do this. I literally just said I was going to save. Ooh, yummy. The biggest turd on the banner. Oh, come on. I haven't gotten a single early yet. We got the Gaming weapon. Also, I got a Yao constellation. So this weapon is not very good at low refinement necessarily compared to Gaming's other plethora of options. Don't get baited wishing on this banner just for this thing. This thing is like a side benefit if you happen to want the 5 stars. See, this is the problem, is I'm a content creator and I make poor decisions for the sake of content like that. And then this is the reason I end up having to have a sponsor like Paimon's Bargains give me Primo Gems so that I can make videos like these and acquire my characters, is because I make stupid decisions for the sake of content, which permanently gets me stuck in a loop of having to have a sponsor give me Primo Gems to justify and spending a little bit of my own money. I have always spent a little bit of my own money with these videos. I've never had them completely sponsored. I just don't bother. Okay, but imagine the Yai plunge damage with this. Just for a second. God dang it, can I... Earlies don't exist. Ew. Good, I'm collecting all the Natlan weapons. I hate collecting these because it's proof of my stupidity. I really shouldn't do this. But it's fine, it's an exploration patch. I'll be able to get all my wishes. Ah! It was all worth it. It was all worth it. I regret nothing. I'm unironically, I am happiest about this more than anything else. I'm not kidding. That has the value of 100 wishes to me. It cost 100 wishes for this. It cost 100 wishes for this. That was basically 100 wishes. Now the weapon is just free. Got one copy of everything. Let me 4 stars in that poll. Well, on the upside, I guess I get to test if this is better than Kagura's Verity for DPS Cloud Retainer. And yes, I can use it on, obviously, I can use it on Vressa. It'll be weird to test it on other characters, I guess, but like, I'm definitely not happy about that. Look. Do as I say, not as I do. Weapon banner is cringe. Don't wish on weapon banner. You know, it... Could you at least have given me the Gaming weapon? Because, like, if the constellation... the Lanyan was the constellation surprise. Constellation... Not... I can't speak. Like, I need to leave a little bit of wishes. Or not wishes. At least 2 characters with a Star Glitter, because I need enough Star Glitter to get, like, Kaya, Lisa, Amber copies. I hate weapon banner. Why did I do that? Why did I make better decisions than me? Okay, okay. I did indeed fall into a trap of my own making. I've said this is my screen of mistakes, and I keep on increasing the screen of mistakes. I need to stop. I really need to stop. Like, I don't have the freaking resource justification to level this stupid, colorful, twirly-whirly. I mean, look, this is increasing the price of this video, technically. We live in an optimistic world, because it's a content creation cost. Because you want to see very high investment things with Cloud Retainer, do you not?
My opinions do not matter.
Business expense. Anyways, don't be like I am, okay? Mistakes have been made. Okay. If I somehow end up with 5 copies of Fruitful Hook, that would be a dub. I would really love to mess around with R5 with this Gaming. I will say. Give me 1 more, isn't it? We know it. No, it's not going to give me 0 more. Ah, it gave me 5! I cannot believe that is so, like, 4-star weapons are so RNG. We gotta use the bleep for emphasis. That's crazy that I happen to get that. And then I'm gonna do single polls after this because I think I'm very close to pity. Just please free me. Thank you. Goodbye. Sins were committed. It's fine. But we got C6 Iansan in an okay amount of wishes. I got a C3 Lanyan. I also have a C3 Cloud Retainer. For what it's worth, part of the reason I was fine, even though I originally didn't want this at all because I thought it would be too strong if I happened to want to do plunge DPSing things in my videos. But if I want to do plunge DPSing, because Cloud Retainer C2 just buffs, it doubles the value of her buff, but her buff is based on her attack, right? So literally all you have to do is have the total amount of attack. Why do you have, what's going on? Oh, I have her on a crit build right now. Ignore that. That's all right. My normal Cloud Retainer build has 3,000 attack. So if I want Cloud Retainer with C2 to perform at the level of a non-C2 Cloud Retainer, I just have to get her around 1,500 attack, which is quite easy. Put on a level 20 Fav, and wow, look at that. She's at 1,300 attack. Magic. I can turn off my C2 Cloud Retainer. That's part of the reason I was fine with getting C2 Cloud Retainer. But yeah, DPS xianyun should be meaningfully stronger. Wait, that was her burst talent level? Are you serious? Why? Right, because her skill is where her damage, like, big satisfying number comes from. Burst talent is useless. I do want to think that half of the top-ups were sponsored by Paimon's Bargains, because in case you didn't know, MiHoYo prices top-ups at different prices in different places of the world. So basically you can pay Paimon's Bargains, and they have the ability through like discounts they have available in Malaysian ringgits with payment processors in their region. and they just purchase top-ups for you. They can just do this with your UID alone. So you can see like a 6480 top-up costs 355 Malaysian ringgits, and that converts to about $80 US. I do want to emphasize, you can get plenty of enjoyment out of Genshin, not spending any money. Part of the reason I make these videos is because of the fact that I want to show how low value the top-ups are. Even when you get discounts, top-ups are still pretty expensive, right? You shouldn't make stupid mistakes like I do, but if you choose to make stupid mistakes, you may as well use a service like Paimon's Bargains to save a little bit of money. Personally, I only bother using their UID service because that just goes through Kotoshop. Kotoshop, in case you haven't heard of it, is, you know, an official partnered service. I will be upfront that in my opinion there is one big downside to Paimon's Bargains, and that is that in my experience they can take a little while to give you your primo gems. So that means if you're, you know, looking for instant dopamine, in my experience you're not going to get instant dopamine by giving them money. You use Paimon's Bargains to save money, not to get instant dopamine, right? Link to join the server will be in the description and pinned comment, so you can take a perusal to see how they work for yourself before you ever place an order. Thanks again to Paimon's Bargains for sponsoring this video. Now, C1 Iansan is just energy refunding. Iansans' energy needs can be quite high in some contexts, but there's a lot of teams where Iansans' energy needs are going to be almost nothing. But there are other team contexts where her energy needs are higher, even with the 2-piece scroll bonus refunding her energy. So this can be kind of nice, but it's just going to depend on the team. I don't think you wish specifically for C1 Iansan, most likely. I think the reason you get C1 is because you want C2. There's two things with this. So one, it makes it so you don't have to do a normal attack. You can just do EQ instead of E normal attack Q to get her buff going, which is potentially going to save rotation time. And then the 30% attack buff is basically, as far as like comparing to the value of her level 10 burst, is equivalent to like 250 flat attack on average. Generally speaking is what this 30% is. And this is up throughout the full duration of her buff. Like the normal nuance of like Iansans' buff, basically you got to worry about her Night Soul generation, and that's where like people are joking about thickness impact versus like circle impact with Bennett, is you're going to have to move more to try to maintain the buff uptime. Moving does not mean more damage, moving just means more buff uptime. And how much you're going to have to go out of your way to move or do weird combos with certain characters is going to depend on how much those characters inherently move. So C2 basically is valuable, in my opinion, for both making Iansans compete much closer with Bennett as far as like the total potential attack buff she gives, but also for mitigating that downside, because you'll always get the buff from this, even if you lose some of the buff by falling below 42 Night Soul. C3 is not worth mentioning. C4, I would kind of argue in some ways is better than her C6. Basically, it causes her Night Soul points to overflow, which can help maintain uptime, but that's only really going to happen where your on-fielder is moving a lot anyways. So the overflow part is not that important in my opinion. What is actually more important is the additional 8 Night Soul they can get after you use another character's elemental burst. So you can see Iansans' Night Soul drains pretty fast when you're not moving at all. And what this basically means is that when you're in, say, a character burst animation, let's say Raiden's burst, if you go from Iansans EQ into Raiden burst, Iansans' Night Soul keeps on getting consumed while you're in your burst animation for Raiden, but you're not doing that much movement while that burst animation is playing necessarily, which means that she might fall below 42 Night Soul, which is the threshold for her buff, to fall to a potential lower scaling. So you're going to lose some of the attack buff potentially for Raiden's big hit. C4 refunding Night Soul points when a burst is used on Raiden would basically make it so she shouldn't fall below 42 Night Soul, and I should get the full buff up at minimum for Raiden's big, you know, initial burst hit kind of thing. And to be clear, I think Bennett is, generally speaking, going to be a better teammate for Raiden than Iansan, but I don't know, maybe you can play them both together still. Mitigating that, like, downside of the character's burst animation times, making you lose Night Soul points just waiting for an animation to play, this is what I think this constellation addresses. C5 increases her maximum buff, but it also increases the amount of attack you need to have on Iansans to get that maximum buff. In my Iansans build, if I don't have any other buffs going on, I'm only going to get like 3/4 of the value of this C5, and that's assuming I'm staying over 42 Night Soul. As soon as I fall below 42 Night Soul, C5 will do absolutely nothing for me. And that's also kind of the same as C6, with the asterisk of being able to extend her buff duration from 12 seconds at a baseline to 15 seconds is the most important part here. The 25% damage bonus is strong, but you have to overflow with like her C4 overflow, which means you have to be moving a lot, which is characters like, you know, Gaming, Mawika, Kanich, Chaska can probably trigger this and keep this buff. Xiao can probably keep this up, right? Like characters that are moving a lot in their normal kit, and I mean a lot. Like Chlorine probably doesn't move enough to keep this 25% damage bonus, for example. But even then, the 3-second duration extension can be valuable potentially. But how valuable is going to depend exactly on how much fitness impact movement you can do. I wouldn't get baited by C6. I also wouldn't get baited by C5. C4 in some specific team context might be worth risking for, but probably not. This is to say, you should stop at C2. I think that's the realistic stopping point. Anything past C2 has more niche value depending on a given team, whereas like C2 Iansan has guaranteed value. I rarely do this. Feel free to like and subscribe. I spent more money than I would have preferred to in this video, but that's fine. I got things to play around with, and we have content to make with the things I got. It's fine. So I don't know, like and subscribe, and let me know how your polls went, I guess. Hopefully they went at least as average of mine.